All right, what is going on today, fam? So, welcome to another episode of Hey Mark. Whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening to the podcast version, welcome. And thank you so much for stumbling upon this content. It means the world to me. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, if you follow this stuff or maybe you're brand new to it, the fact that you're here listening to this or watching this right now, it means the world to me. I really honestly appreciate it. And I appreciate all the feedback I get from, people messaging me on Instagram, commenting on the videos, subscribing to the videos, liking the videos, or, maybe following the podcast. However, you are supporting the cause and the movement of, the fact that nobody is alone in what they're dealing with means the world to me. Because there was a point in my life where I felt alone and I felt like, the problems that I was dealing with and the feelings that I had were just happening to me. And that's a straight up lie. It's not true. It's not factual whatsoever. Every single struggle that we deal with, everything that we go through, all the adversities that we face, somebody's dealt with this in the past. And you know what? Odds are with the 8 billion people in this world, or however many people there are, someone's probably dealing with that same problem right now. And realistically, someone's going to deal with that problem in the future. So it's important to talk about it so they can learn and you can learn and we could all learn. So if you're about that, if you like that kind of a message, or you just like supporting other people in need, then please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow the podcast, whatever you like. Now, I'm going to not have that long of an intro. I'm going to get right into what I wanted to speak about today. And I know I'm kind of loud today. I know I'm talking pretty fast, but this topic that I want to talk about really fires me up. It really gets me going. And the reason why that is because we all have a problem with this. All of us. We're all, the people that cause this problem, and we're also all the people that, get upset about this problem. And what I'm going to talk about today is basically something that we've all said before, most likely, if you're anything like me, and it's something that we've all heard from someone before. You ever hear somebody ever say something like, "Oh, that's not my mess, I don't have to clean it up. Oh, that's not my problem, I don't have to do anything about it." You ever hear that stuff? Man, that really just irks me. And I know that we all do it. Well, at least I'll admit that I do it. But here's the thing. Whether it's, your roommate or a family member leaving a bunch of dishes in the sink, and you're like, "Oh, it's not my mess, it's not my problem." Or maybe you go to the gym and there's weights all over the floor, and you're like, "Oh, that's not my problem, I wasn't using those." Or maybe you're at work and there's a big mess in the corner. Or maybe you're walking down the street and there's some litter on the ground. Whatever it is. If everyone had that attitude, you know how the world would look? Really filthy, really gross and disgusting. And there'd be a lot of unsolved problems. Whether it's, as simple as just a little piece of trash on the ground, or, massive, massive problems. If we all had this mentality that, hey, that's not my problem, I don't have to deal with it, then just imagine how the world would be. That's exactly what 2020 is. It's a year where everybody has just kind of been like, "Oh, you know what? That's not my issue. I'm not going to deal with that. I don't have any part in that, so I don't need to be part of the solution." But guess what? You know what? You know what that says? It says, I don't care about the environment that I live in. And I'm not talking about the environment in terms of the trees, the bees, the whales, the snails, whatever, the oceans and stuff like that. Obviously, that stuff's important. But what I'm saying by environment is the setting that you live in, the room that you live in, the room that you sleep in, the room that you eat in, your house, the place that you work at, the places that you walk down the street, the places you go to the gym, maybe the library that you go to, whatever it is. Maybe you're not the person that creates all the messes, right? But imagine what the world would look like. When you go to the gym, if everybody picked up all their own weights that they used and then maybe just one more. Imagine what that would do if everybody that went to that gym did that. That gym would be completely free of messes. Imagine if every single restaurant that you went to, every single one of the staff members was, picking up little specks of garbage on the ground and helping sweep up the place. Dude, the place would be impeccable. I just had to get that rant out, man. It really just irks me because you know what? It probably makes me so mad because I do this stuff too. But it's not the proper way to be, because you're not alone in this world. You're not. You're just not. There's so many other people that have to enjoy this world and this life as well. And I think that we could all benefit from, not just cleaning up our own messes, but starting with that, because a lot of us don't even clean up our own messes, but also cleaning up after other people. And you might ask yourself, well, Mark, why don't those people just clean up after themselves? You want to know why? Because sometimes we just have lapse of judgment. We just have times where we're not our best selves. And that's fine. I get it, because I have days like that as well. I have moments like that as well where I'm not my best self. I can be a lot better than I am right now. And that's part of what I'm talking about. We have to be able to not only lift others up, but also just kind of stand up and be the best people we can be when other people aren't being the best that they can be. Sometimes you have to make up for the people that are having bad days, or they're just being lazy, or they're, ignoring that little voice in their head called a conscience that tells them, hey, maybe you should pick up that piece of trash on the ground that you're walking past right now and you're pretending to ignore. Maybe you should do some extra dishes because your boyfriend or girlfriend is tired and they went to bed. You don't know what they're experiencing, why they left those dishes out. Maybe they're planning on doing them in the morning, but you could just do a little surprise for them and clean them up for them. No matter what it is, if you see a mess, do your best to clean it up. Obviously we're all gonna have our off days. We're all gonna have days where, we just aren't cleaning up after ourselves. But guess what? That means you gotta clean twice as much tomorrow. And wouldn't it be nice if someone came along and helped you out and said, hey, I understand you're having a bad day. Let me just help you out and clean up your mess for you? I just want you to try and think and imagine what that world would look like if, just obviously all it takes is just half the people to start cleaning up after other people. And that would be like most of the messes that we're dealing with anyways. But that's just my 2 cents. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Look, I'll be the first one to admit right now, I leave messes all the time. And for that, I'm sorry if anyone here has to clean up after my messes sometimes. But I'm just trying to say that, maybe this should be brought to the forefront of our attention. Maybe this should be something that we focus on a little bit more often. Not just cleaning up your own mess, but maybe just doing a little bit extra, just 1% more, just being able to help someone else out when they slip up, when they aren't their best selves. Because you know what, at the end of the day, you can't control other people. You can only control what you can control, which is your actions, your behaviors, your thoughts, and your feelings. So if I'm going to leave you with any piece of advice or any requests for you today, obviously it's to refer this type of content to your friend. But more importantly, it's clean up a little bit. Not just your own mess, but clean up for someone else as well. Because, you have bad days and everyone else has bad days as well. We're all allowed to have our bad days. Someone's got to clean up after us, right? That's it. That's all I got. That's my little rant. Thank you for listening this far. And if you have, you're the best. Thank you so much. I love you. Have a good day. Have a good week. Have a good month. And have a good year for the rest of 2020. Thank you so much, and peace out. That's it.